Wait, it's not letting me close it, so you should just jump ship immediately.
Okay.
I hit the pause button. I'm gonna leave. You should leave. Perfect.
I saw My Hero Academia and I was like, alright, I'm out.
Yeah, that's my reaction too.
It's like, it was kind of funny for a few episodes, and then I just stopped caring. Anyway.
Yeah, you tried to get me to watch it with you guys, but I'm like,
It was fun.
I haven't even seen it, but I've already stopped caring.
Sumi and I were having fun with it. It just got too serious. Also, they got to the point in the regular anime thing where it's like, oh, I'm having fun, and they're like, oh, here's this new character. He's a tiny pervert who gropes women. Isn't that funny? We're both like, oh, okay. Well, bye.
Later.
Yeah, I know who that one is.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if you want to watch, Trace. We can.
No, it's okay.
If you
I don't. I just bought this video game, so I can go do that.
Okay. I'm sorry, buddy.
Why?
No. That's rude, dude.
No?
Oh, shit.
You're fine. I'm gonna ollie out. Have fun.
Have a good night, buddy.
Right.
Shit.
Let me put something in the microwave, actually.
Okay.
Hungry. Okay, back.
Baby, I missed you. You're back. Yay.
Yay! Hot banana water.
Just please read the look at the images on that tweet. They're
She
very
might as eat.
She made us eat it.
Many fond memories. So much love.
Please look at the other images though.
Throw the resident trash.
Half star. Fuck you. Alright, you ready?
Yes.
Yeah, I love you. I admit
I
to
love you
making
too.
you watch me play. I just wanted to do something.
No, you're not making me.
Okay. Let's turn sound effects down a little. Keep dialogue at max. Music down a little. I like music, but it should be secondary to dialogue.
Gus.
I'm more curious about Sanjay there and Ingeborg. Let me know when you're done chewing.
Can you still hear me?
Oh yeah.
A lot
Oh,
of this isn't going
did
to
not
make
explain
sense
this
to you,
controls.
and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it. My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
That's... Wait, what? This game already lied to me. It said Milton disappeared when he was 4. Oh no, when I was 4. Okay.
Yeah, not Milton.
I'm gonna say, this is 11 right fucking there. Okay, shift and control are both just zoom in, so I guess there's no, like, run. Q is also zoom in. This game really wants me to zoom in.
Push you
I
gotta do.
lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Ooh. Love these plants.
Why is it always houses that try to eat?
I don't know, I think there's something about, like, houses that are just always mesmerizing and, like, something about, like, the idea of how houses is safety.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Oh. Oh, that's weird looking. Am I pregnant?
What?
No, I was just looking down. She's got a big belly.
She probably had a big lunch.
Like that lunch that made Alex Jones forget facts about his children.
No.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it
Maybe his
unlocked.
children are just one of the gay frogs.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Okay, there's 2 paths here, and I can't run, so, like, I'm assuming whichever one I take is gonna get me to the house. Because this
We'll
game
just
wants
kill
me to
you.
backtrack. Yeah. I mean, let's do the upper trail. That looks nice. Actually, yeah, it could kill me, so let's go down to the dark forest.
That sure seems. I mean, it is human instinct to go up.
Yeah, but dark forest with a little creek running by it? Oh, that's lovely. That's scenic as shit. What's better than a dark forest?
The truth is,
A bright
even
forest?
after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Okay, that's fair.
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Girl, just sell the house. Get a bunch of money. Get a.
You gotta go back to a house to sell it, though. You gotta know what condition it's in.
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
I do like, for reference, if you have the stream muted, all of the text that's appearing on there is narrated. She's not saying anything that isn't appearing on the screen.
I mean, I can hear.
Oh, I didn't know if you had sound on.
Very, very quiet.
Yeah, and this trail would have just taken me here. Oh, basketball.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming
Her
about
brother's
it.
still probably in there.
What's up?
Her brother's probably still in there somewhere.
I mean, maybe. Let's find out why don't we. But first, I want to go see what the fuck this thing is, because it looks
I asked
dope as
Edie
hell.
once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her
That
husband.
the house ate her brother.
There's a beat-up dragon-looking boat in the pond.
Ugh.
Okay, I can't go in. Shitloads of these missing posters. Jesus.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were.
Wait, she's 17?
I was afraid of the house.
Am I teenage pregnant? Am I gonna be a teen mom?
She just had pizza.
That's a big belly for pizza.
You know how it go.
There's a slight jiggle physic on the belly.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't. Looking in, I felt like the house itself had been waiting for me.
Pregnant with Jesus.
Oh, this game's controls. It's the kind where you click and then move the mouse to simulate like the movement of your character thing. But it's very soft. Like I had to just go past my mouse pad twice to close a slot.
Can't turn it.
Oh, there's some phantasmical music just began to play.
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
Okay.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Kitty door?
Doggy door.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
Little door for doggo. It's a nicely colored game.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was
Dark.
home.
This is just a...
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
memory. Louis Fitch, beloved brother to Edith, son of Dawn, great-grandson to Eddie, memorial service. Okay. This place looks in surprisingly good condition for having supposedly been abandoned 6 years ago.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all
That
got
fridge
sick of
looks
eating
really
salmon.
new.
Except
Yeah.
our cat, Molly.
Ooh, apple pie recipe. Let's see here. Peeled tart apples, water, lemon juice, sugar, packed brown sugar, flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger. Is that a thing in apple pie? Ginger?
Or how only one restaurant would
I
deliver
could
to
see
our
it.
house. So we had Chinese a lot.
A little bit of zing.
Alright, I'm in. Ooh, it's got one of those, like, elevator chairs.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Edith's. Okay.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Okay. Yeah, there's some very nice
Nothing in the
stuff
house
in here.
looked abnormal. There was just too much of it.
So
Like
Jeff?
a smile with too
Look
many
at that
teeth.
nice ass TV.
Even the
Oh,
fireplace
yeah.
had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
Whoa. Like, that TV is super nice. The stand for the TV is just stacks of books.
Hey, it works.
This is true.
Not the best one, but it works.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Music boxes are always so sweet, but so creepy.
There's something definitely creepy about music boxes. I don't like them.
I only had two, and like sometimes I'm like at night I would
A
be
lot
like,
of
if
things
that
got left
music
behind in
box
the
went off,
whirlwind
I
of
would
that
shit my.
last night.
Wait, come again? There was dialogue over it that happened. What's up?
Like I have two music boxes in my room. I had them, and I like sometimes at night I would just be like, if that music box goes off on its own,
My
I would just
mom
shit
wasn't much
myself.
of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Oh, definitely. I would not want to do that. I'm guessing the key goes to that door over there, because that door
After
looks
Milton disappeared,
magic, but
Mom sealed
Yeah.
up all the bedrooms. Then Edie would
And you
tell
know what?
me
It
to
actually
build
did go off on its
peepholes.
own sometimes.
that's terrifying.
But only for like very short, like maybe like a second or so. It's because after you wind it up, like sometimes it doesn't play all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's creepy.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Ooh, a shark?
I'm going to go into that room last. I want to look through these peepholes. But I'm assuming that's the door I'm supposed to go into.
Hmm.
The last time I was in Edith Senior's room,
Wait,
I was
Mom died in
10 and she was painting my
1947?
portrait.
No, it's an old. This is like a house that's been in the family for generations. It sounds like. So it's like great grandma.
As a kid,
Oh.
I just assumed every house had peepholes and sealed rooms you weren't allowed inside of.
Wait, as Gregory's room, but it looked like a bathroom. There's a bathroom. Weird.
My Grandpa Sam spent 7 years sharing a room with his dead brother, Calvin.
Weird.
Hmm.
That's not normal.
Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they
What,
always
the
want to
split
know
room?
about is Barbara. Barbara was a child star for 2 years, until America grew out of it.
Okay.
Mom must have locked the 3rd floor stairs on the night we left.
Well, dang. And one last peephole, because now that I've been informed that I am incorrect, I want to peep through this peephole, and then what's going on with the shark there? But let's find out, baby.
All right.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Oh, that's good. That's not dark and foreboding.
Finch?
Nah, Edie once told me every Finch who's ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Mm.
That's not spooky. I do like, they did a really good job building this house. Like, this place is super cram-packed, and, like, it's very nice to look through. There's definitely some weird shit here and there.
Looks like a real house.
It looks like a house that's been lived in for too long.
Mm-hmm.
Super well done. Alright, let's see what's going on with this shark.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
She regret what?
Not locking the room up.
Turns
Mm.
out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Oh. That's a really obvious, like, secret passage, though, to be honest.
Mm.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Cat.
Petey.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Hamster.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
Had a lot of people die, like, before the age of 16.
December 13th, 1947.
Mm.
Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner.
Mom sent me to bed
I
without
woke up
dinner.
and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Did I eat the gerbil food? Check. Did I look at that? Can I eat the fish? I cannot. Okay. What's in this little pumpkin?
My Halloween candy was all gone. Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Okay. Playing a little girl who just stole food from her gerbil.
I'm hungry.
I kept eating and eating.
You need to leave a little bit for the
Ooh. Oh. I think I know why she's locked up based on her hands.
Ooh. Ah, is that toothpaste?
Yeah, but if you look at her hands, I think the girl's got like chicken pox or something.
I ate a lot of things that night.
I don't think this is real Holly.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Holly's poisonous.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Her window's chained. Shit.
Baby, I'm a cat.
Oh. Well, can you get back
I
down?
tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
They're just frozen little plastic bottles.
No facial feature.
Ah. There.
The babies were all gone.
Come here, bird. I'm gonna eat you.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Oops.
Oh, I can control this.
Rabbits. I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find
Story
something
fucking
bigger.
rules. Okay.
A mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Oh my god.
What?
I actually have control right now.
Oh wow. You're rolling down.
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was was hungrier than ever.
Amazing.
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really
Crap.
good.
Where'd you go?
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Oh, gross. Wait. What the fuck am I? Am I some sort of octopus?
Is that tentacles?
I think it's a tentacle.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Oh, I'm just a monster. This is a fucking weird
I was
game.
big, but I moved real quiet.
Okay.
Oh. Kill more people.
What shall we do with a drunken sailor? What shall we do with a drunken sailor?
What is this fucking game?
You okay?
So fucking weird. I don't like the noise that this tentacle thing is making. I'll be excited when it's over.
You don't like wet spaghetti noise?
No, it's not very pleasant.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. Across the water, I saw something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
Bathroom?
Oh. This is a fun story. I'm not gonna say what's happening.
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Writing about their imaginary monster under her bed.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
That was cute.
Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Well, I did die young, it seems.
So did Molly.
Oh yeah, Molly did. What did I say?
You said it, so I thought you were
This
saying
will be obvious
the
later,
hamster.
but
Oh, yeah,
my
yeah.
mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Someone liked birds.
Oh, pictures of them.
Even in her 90s. Sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother. The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom.
You would love this fucking bathroom, wouldn't you?
It was a pretty big
Ooh.
trace.
Not the carpet, but yeah, the rest.
There's a secret in this bathroom. No, I don't want to open the passage yet.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
That's very cute. Is there no... I don't... Game, let me go back. Please, for fuck's sake. Thank you. It's about to be very upset. This game doesn't have a way to cancel out of stuff, and it's annoying.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. Lewis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan.
Oh, there's a family curse.
On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house,
And his house.
hoping to leave the curse behind.
That's just a good image.
But 40-foot waves off
What?
the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Hmm.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused
Actually, these
to
are
go.
really cozy, like little
For a few
rooms,
weeks,
even though they're
she was a celebrity.
I like this.
I hadn't thought of
This is very
myself
nice
as Edith
design.
Jr. for a long, long time.
There's something a bit odd about it, but
When Edie
That's
told
nice.
people Sven was
Oh.
killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed.
just slightly
She could have,
unsettling.
but she didn't.
oh, that's what the dragon out front was. Is trying to make like a water slide, and it collapsed
Oh.
on him. It is like dragon themed, I guess.
Oh,
Oh.
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Murder probe clues exhausted. Couple turns land into a native haven. Oh, Milton was here.
you just like exploration game.
I mean, I do.
I knew Grandpa Sam
What's
had
with
a
the
twin.
sharp nails on his desk?
Sharp nails.
On the blue desk?
No, those are darts.
Oh, okay.
The little suction cups on them.
Oh,
Like the kind you'd have as a kid.
didn't have.
No, well, it is a thing. I mean, I do like story games. Honestly,
And that he never talked about him.
I like scary story games.
Booby.
Yeah. That's how I get out of things. Okay. To command center.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up
That
his
looks really
mind, that was it.
Ooh, swing mechanics.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never
What
be
does
afraid
it say on the
again.
cast?
And he wasn't.
It's just
I think
random
Calvin
signatures.
always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready!
Coming! But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
Uh-oh.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
fling me off the cliff. Oh, shit!
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Oh, he did go around.
Yeah, he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I do like exploration games. I like this kind of stuff.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room. Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Okay, baby. I have to go upstairs.
You going to bed?
I think I can watch for a bit more after I go upstairs, but I'm like,
Why don't you go upstairs and let's just watch dumb videos?
let me clean up. Yeah.
Okay. Here. I
Let
think
me
it just
put
saved, so. Go clean up.
my dishes away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Talk to you soon, baby.
Bye.
Bye. God, I